And it is time to round up another big topic from the week. This one out of Cypress Fair. The school district there says students can read the Bible during independent reading time. A controversy arose this week after the district says a parent contacted a Christian legal group complaining that a student was told the Bible didn't meet the district's just right criteria. In response, district administrators released this statement, reading in part, "When the student can read most of the words, comprehend the text, and the book is appropriate for the type of text or genre that is being taught, religious material, including the Bible, that meets these guidelines would be permissible for a classroom assignment and/or independent reading." The district also says that while it cannot confirm the incident even took place, it has reiterated this policy to all campuses. So can a teacher really tell a student not to read the Bible in class, or should there be a wall of separation between church and state in the classroom? That's our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you. You can weigh in on this hot button issue of religion in schools on our Facebook page, or you can send me a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. So in our newsroom, again, we have our legal analyst, Chris Tritico, news analyst, Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst, Jackie Bally. All right, Chris, we'll start with you, of course. You have some inside knowledge. You work closely with school districts.
I do, and yesterday I spoke with Marnie Collins-Sims. She's the general counsel for the Cypress Fair Independent School District, and she told me a quite interesting story that I don't think has been put out yet, and that is that this Christian legal group, who has the name of the student and the parent, will not release the name of the student to the Cypress Fair Independent School District for their investigation. They're keeping that a secret, and they never called the Cypress Fair Independent School District before they released this press release and caused a nationwide stir over something that Cypress Fair cannot confirm happened. They interviewed every teacher at Hamilton Middle School or Hamilton Elementary School, and this apparently did not happen at Cypress Fair. And so the question becomes, there's two questions. First, Jackie Bally, we'll start with you. The first question is it appropriate in an independent reading to read the Bible?
Well, I commend the parents of these students that actually want to take the time. I think they're elementary students who want to take the time during their independent time to read the Bible. Good for them. And yes, there's nothing, the Supreme Court has not said that anything, there are a lot of times that these cases are brought to the Supreme Court. This does not go against what they have ruled. It's during their independent time. They are allowed to do that. If this incident actually did occur, that's shame on that teacher. But even if it didn't, it's important that we have this discussion because incidents like this has happened in New Jersey. The more diversity that we have in our in our population with religions, I think it's extremely important to have this discussion.
Cypress Fair says that if it's independent reading time and it's age-appropriate material and it's not, it's age-appropriate material, that they can read it, including the Bible. There's nothing wrong with that policy as long as it's age-appropriate.
Yeah, absolutely. And they can read the Torah, they can read the Quran, they can read whatever they want as long as it's age-appropriate. Seems like a manufactured controversy, right? Seems like a group wanted some attention, sends out a press release, gets everybody in uproar. I don't know if the school district is probably getting some hate calls from around the country, but there's some people there's some people that are getting riled up about it. And so this is consistent, whether we were talking about Mr. Bundy before or we're talking about this particular controversy or we talk about the attack on Christmas, right? It's all manufactured controversies so that these groups can raise money.
All right, and I want to get back to that issue about personal responsibility in a minute, but I want to go to Sally. She's monitoring on social media.
Yeah, and you know what, guys, we pretty much have the same kind of comment on our social media pages right now. Cliff says kids should be allowed to read the Bible if they want. Cypress Fair has it in the library, so why can't these kids have it in the classroom? But again, we don't even know if this really occurred, right? I mean, that's the deal here. We're not sure. This family chooses to remain anonymous.
Well, it actually turns out that it may not have happened at all, and that the Christian group that released this press release did it without doing their complete investigation to determine it, and they never talked to Cypress Fair. And that's really a problem of personal responsibility, I think, Jackie, in that if you're going to stir up something that is going to go in a nationwide venues like this one did and cause the district to spend taxpayer funds doing an investigation and looking into seeing if this happened and if they need to change their policies, you ought to be responsible enough to know if it happened or not.
Well, it may not have happened at this school, but it is happening. There are reports that have been found that this has happened throughout the country. It's happened before. It will continue to happen as our population becomes more and more diverse. We'll have to wait and see what the investigation says about this particular incident. But it is happening, and that's why we're having this discussion, because more and more times that incidents like these are happening, there are reports that are saying that, again, I mentioned the New Jersey incident, and you're going to have to look at your school policies just like Cypher did. And even if it didn't happen, I think it's very good that the administration did say, look, you are allowed during your independent time to read the Bible.
What about it? Personal responsibility.
Absolutely. These people sent out a press release on what we think it seems like a fictitious concern that didn't exist in the school district, made the school district spend money on staff time on dealing with it, and potentially have put the district at risk by having a lot of people call them and create threats against them. So this is a big deal. We can have intellectual discussions about a whole lot of things, but when you accuse people, you should have some facts.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Sally, we'll be back in just a few minutes with another really, really good story.